All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video with the second most anticipated EZA of this year, and that's gotta be, of course, the man that's on your screen right now, the EZA Strength Rose. Do let me know down in the comments how you're finding him, what you think of it. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you're new. All the support is very much appreciated. But I'm looking forward to this, man. Back in the day, Strength Rose used to be probably one of my favorite units in the entire game. I loved everything about it. You know, you had the aesthetic with the rose colors, the actual strength card art. It was just aesthetically pleasing to me. You had the waltz of chaos with the scythe. He was dope. He was a very, very good unit. And now I can't wait for years later to try it as EZA. One thing I will say immediately though, same thing can be said when I've done the showcase on this guy on the side banner Goku Black, is the rotations and units around the Strength Rose will eventually get better. Of course, if you did pull the LFG and Trunks, that is a rotation you could run. Not to mention as well, probably won't be coming soon, probably might be going into the new year, going into 2023, we'll get these. You will also have the likes of LR Merge and Marsu, who of course, as I said, we're probably going to have to wait going into next year to get him. And also along when he drops is probably when we'll get the EZA for the Goku Black Rose and Zamasu as well. So again, the rotations and the units and the teams you can build surrounding this guy will eventually get better, but on global we're in a bit of a weird spot with these guys where we're just gonna have to wait a little bit longer for that to get to the pinnacle of how good it can actually be. So yeah, we do have them on a Potara team just because I don't have the LRG and Trunks, and this is currently the strongest team I can actually run them on because Rose doesn't have a 200% lead, which is of course the Potara 180. And we do have him linked up with a decent set of links. We're missing Super Saiyan and Big Bad Bosses, so we are going to want to lose some HP, which for some of these older units shouldn't be too difficult to do. We also have the Goku Black support, which is of course Future Saga attack and defense plus 40%. So we are starting just under a 400k attack stat with 394k attack and 193k defense with the support. We'll give him some orbs and let's go through what he does. So extreme type allies get key plus 4 HP and attack and defense plus 140, of course, when the team includes all 5 types. On super attack, he does greatly raise defense one turn by 50%, which is very nice. So hopefully I do have some additionals put into him because he is indeed rainbowed. And with the support, we're starting with a 4.4 million attack stat, which isn't too bad at all. But yeah, I'm definitely hoping we've mainly gone additionals on this guy, because then he can greatly raise his defense twice in one turn, which will be very handy for harder content. So after he does that, he does cause immense damage to the enemy and of course raises extreme class allies attack by 30% for one turn. Again, if he was a slot 1 unit, it would be good because then he could super attack, and then all the extreme class allies, if you are running them, which again, once the LR Merge Zamasu does drop, once these two get their EZA, you could pretty much run a very good full team of like Goku Black and Roses in one team. But that's pending right now. If only you could put them in slot 1, because then literally slot 2 and slot 3 extreme class allies would have their attack raised by 30%, but because you're more likely to run him in slot 2 if it is on rotation, only the slot 3 unit can utilize it. And of course, if you are running him in slot 3, which is a possibility for him because he does have some support, then literally no one apart from himself, of course, is going to be able to utilize it. On his passive, he does get attack and defense plus 150% at the start of turn. Extreme class allies get key plus 3 and defense plus 50%. And this is again why Goku Black and Rose units and Zamasu units work really well together. Because not only do they share similar link sets, but then also a lot of them have like support dotted around their passive. So that's an extra 50% defense on units such as, these guys when they get their EZA, which they're probably one of the best EZAs in the entire game when it comes to LRs and just in general. Extra defense for the LR Merge Zamasu, and any other extreme class allies you're going to be running with these guys. But it's just they have support dotted around their passive, quite similarly to the androids, where there's just so much synergy and there's just so much chemistry, and you gotta love it. So how are we linking up right now? We're pretty much got the same link, so hopefully we can lose some HP so we can get that all important Big Bad Bosses link active. This is again another one of the units, and I say this all the time with extreme units, I just haven't really had the time. When it comes to extreme units like this who are very, very good, you definitely want to get them link leveled as quick as possible. Big Bad Bosses at least. In fact, you don't even need to get all the links to level 10. I mean, you can do, of course, if you want. but mainly get big bad bosses to level 10 or as close to level 10 as possible, so you don't have to lose hardly any HP or at level 10 no HP whatsoever. And then you can have the extra big 25% attack and defense. But without any support, run a 344k attack stat and 196k defense pre-super, which again is not bad considering he's going to raise his defense by 50% on super. He does also get an additional attack plus 50% for Realm of Gods category extreme class allies, which of course you're going to be running him with other, again, Rose's, Zamasu units, Goku Black units, so you're always going to we're actually going to get big bad bosses active like halfway through the rotation. We're up to a 4.8 million attack stat. But again, getting that additional attack plus 50% for Realm of Gods, extreme class Realm of Gods category allies, an additional there gone up to 5 mil as well, greatly raising his defense twice, just what you like to see. But getting that extra 50% is going to be so easy because you're always going to be running this Rose with other Rose units, other Merger Masu units, other Zamasu units, and other Goku Black units. So you're pretty much always going to get that off as kind of like a standard. Also, superclass enemies get attack and defense minus 30%. In terms of really utilizing that, I don't know when you're really going to utilize it, just because, actually no, you can really utilize it in ESBR, but in like Red Zone, of course, there's no superclass enemies, so you'll only be able to utilize that in ESBR, which, again, those type of things are never too bad. It's nice to have them rather than not, but it's never going to really make too much of an impact, if I'm being honest. But again, it is nice to have it just to receive less damage, especially once units super attack, and when, you know, certain cases with slot 1 units haven't supered, and then of course helps you do a bit of extra damage as well with that minus 30% defense. He also gets an additional attack and defense plus 50% and attacks effective against all types for the rest of the battle after delivering the final blow. So once he delivers the final blow, literally one time he does this, it doesn't matter what event you're doing, what stage, what phase you're on in the same fight, as long as EZA Strength Rose delivers the final blow once on a phase, he will get an additional attack and defense plus 50% and have his attack effective against all types for the rest of the battle, which is very helpful, of course, with him dealing some extra damage, having a bit of extra defense, and even when he's type neutral and in worst case scenario type disadvantage, he's still going to be dealing the best possible damage he can deal. Again, on top of the fact you may also have dupes, which means, of course, you're able to actually do, you know, crits and deal even more damage, and more importantly, those additionals. So we are up to a 624k attack stat, 373k defense right now, which again, he's going to greatly raise his defense for one turn. His defense is probably going to be like just over 600k. If he does get an additional, again, Rose is an older unit. A lot of you who've been playing for a while, just like me, probably have dupes, if not rainbowed. That second additional to greatly raise his defense by 50% again means you're looking at like 800 plus k defense, which means he's tanking a lot of red zone, actually not even a lot, all red zone bosses basics for double digits. And actually a few of their super attacks as well. And this is a unit that doesn't have guard or damage reduction or dodge. So that's going to be very impressive. What do I have on him? I have full-blown crit, which actually irks me because those additionals really need to be popping up. That's probably something I'm going to have to change. That is something I'm definitely going to have to change because I don't know why I gave him full-blown crit. Half the time when I look back at, or I see my dupe systems on some of these units, I mean, I know you can't plan EZA's, but a lot of the foundations of units, kits, are kind of, I mean, that's what they work off of. They're very similar. And when I look back at what, like, past Chris was doing on some of the dupe systems, like, where I've given additionals and crits, I'm just kind of like, what were you doing? Like, literally, it was just that kind of meme of just, like, when it comes to a lot of Dokkan players, it's kind of like, big number, go boom. Which is kind of true, but in this case, he just doesn't need it. But that was a 7 million attack stat, by the way. 7 million. And again, this team, and, you know, even the LR Vegeta and Trunks team, where you could run them as a possibility as well, Realm of Gods, you know, teams like that. The rotations and the possible team building you can have, it's only going to get better in a couple months time, more than likely in a couple months time, but it's only going to get better once LR Merge Zamasu drops, who again is one of the best yellow/gold coin LRs in the game. And then of course you have one of the best EZA's in the game when it comes to LR Rose and Zamasu. So right now, you know, Strength Rose still winning, he's still eating good, he's still performing very well, but the team and who you can run him with isn't anywhere as good as it can be. Of course, until a couple months time, which is more than likely when we are going to get the merged Zamasu, and of course the EZA for Rose and Zamasu. So we're just gonna have to be a little bit patient, just because it will get better. It will get better, guaranteed. It will get better. It's just right now these EZAs kind of dropped at a point where, in a little bit of a sticky situation where, as I said, it's just not completely ideal for them to be run at their very best. But even so, Strength Rose is still impressing me. He's still performing very well. Very, very good defense with good damage output. 7.5 million, that's with no support. 7.5 million attack stat. And also he delivered the final blow of a big 5.6 million crit. Even though he may already have that, but I'm not entirely sure. But you're talking over a 7 million attack stat, right? A 7 million attack stat. While he has, you know, 700k plus defense, up to 800k when he's hitting that additional super. So he has very decent damage output with very, very good defense. Again, for a unit that doesn't have guard, doesn't have damage reduction, or even dodge. So Strength Rose is definitely up there as one of the better EZAs in the game. He's very, very good. And again, his rotations in teams are only going to get better eventually when LR Merged Zamasu drops and Rose and Zamasu do get their EZA. Annoyingly, we've gone and lost big bad bosses. We have gone and lost big bad bosses. That is actually really annoying, considering we just got the support from the AGL Goku Black. But to make this video not too long, I'm not going to try and lose loads of health again. To try and get it down. I mean, it won't be too difficult to work out. I mean, Rose was on a 7.5 million attack stat. Combined with the support, could we actually get it active right about now? I mean, maybe not. He's up to a 7.9 million attack stat. If there was to be a bit extra, he will have just over an 8 million attack stat with the support. As I said, it's really good damage output once you get him going, and once you have big bad bosses active. So again, getting that big bad bosses as close to level 10 as possible, or if not level 10, is going to be very crucial. Him constantly having that extra attack and defense, which is going to work out well, especially for the early stages and like a red zone run or the early phases. But good damage output, really good defense, a bit of support in there as well with the key +3 and defense +50% for extreme class allies. Some other Goku Black Rose units also offer support as well. He's not bad. He can run well in slot 2. He would make a very good slot 3 unit. And again, his team and rotations will only get better when the merged Zamasu drops and Rose and Zamasu gets his EZA. But he is very, very good. But do let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'll see you in the next video, guys, and peace!